ocean wide, through the deep blue, underneath the ocean, we'll control the ocean wide, from down, down, underneath the sea.
I'm Rear Admiral Thomas M. Dykes, retired. This chapter of the Silent Service concerns the USS Gabilan, whose record during World War II contains a great variety of actions. Torpedo attacks above and below the surface, gun actions, lifeguard duty, Gabilan had them all. But none of these could compare to the drama and sheer terror of her sixth and last patrol, when her officers and men went through some of the most agonizing hours ever passed by a submarine crew. July 18, 1945. The USS Gabilan was on station in Area 4, somewhere off Tokyo Bay. Her task was to pick up flyers who might be forced down on 1,000-plane raids that were pounding Japan into submission. While she waited, Gabilan attempted to take on a much-needed battery charge. The captain of the Gabilan was Commander William B. Parham of Birmingham, Alabama.
Permission to come on the bridge.
Come on up, Pete.
The executive officer was Lieutenant William S. Handel of Petersburg, Illinois.
About time for the bombers to be coming over, isn't it?
Yeah, Dumbos ought to be along any minute. How are our guests?
A very contented bunch of flyers. You know, they're briefed that we're going to be here, and that if they have to bail out, we'll pick them up. But I don't think they actually believe it until we fish them out of the water.
Well, you can't blame them. You know, it must be an awful lonesome feeling up there when the engines quit. There's no place to go but down.
It's a big ocean.
Bridge, radar contact. Aircraft bearing 270.
Must be the Dumbo.
Probably. Better double check, though.
Bridge, control room, receiving IFF signal for approaching aircraft.
Very well.
I see him, Captain.
Yeah, that's the Dumbos, all right. Bombers ought to be right behind them. Let's get set up.
Go, Hank.
Bridge, radar. Aircraft bearing 260. Whole mess of them, Captain.
Very well.
Lifeguard 1, Lifeguard 1. This is High Top. High Top, do you read me? Over.
High Top, this is Lifeguard 1. I read you loud and clear, over.
Lifeguard, this is High Top. I should be over your position, but I can't spot you. Can you give me a clue? Over.
Roger, High Top. You're about 10 miles from us. Look a little to port and down.
Roger, Lifeguard, we've got you. It was the down that did it. High Top, over. Out.
Gabilan and her crew waited as the airstrike went on, hoping there would be no business. Wave after wave of bombers passed overhead to drop their loads on Japan. But not all of them escaped without harm.
Lifeguard, this is High Top. Stand by. There's one of our chickens in trouble.
Pour away, High Tower.
He's turning off the target now. There he goes, Lifeguard. He's ditching.
Maneuvering.
Maneuvering, Henderson.
Secure battery charge, Frank. We're opening the store.
We don't have anywhere near enough, Captain.
It's all right. We'll take on a full charge later.
I see.
All ahead, flank. Come left 10 degrees.
All ahead, flank. Come left 10 degrees. New course, 335.
You'll have to aim us, High Tower. He's out of sight.
Roger, Lifeguard. He's down in area Baker 7, the northern end, close to Baker 8.
The northern end, close to Baker 8.
Lifeguard, he's awful close to the beach.
He can say that again, Captain. It's less than a mile off.
Lifeguard, this is Hightower. Are you reading me? Over.
Much too clear, Hightower. Be with you in a minute. Over and out.
Well, that settles that. Captain, we go into area Baker 8 and those gunners on the beach can throw rocks.
Yeah, I know.
Captain, message from comm subpack, urgent.
Clear area 4 toward northeast immediately. Repeat, immediately. Stay north of 3515 until dawn. Destroyer sweeping Sagominata, due 1600. Acknowledge.
Well, that settles that. If we bend on everything, Captain, we might just make it.
There's a man out there, Pete, that expects us to help him.
But, Captain, it's the opposite direction from where we should be going. And it's 1400 now. If those destroyers spot us, they're not going to stop to ask questions.
Make our acknowledgement to comm subpack. Hightower, this Lifeguard 1. How much fighter cover can you get us? Over.
You going to take a stab at it, Lifeguard? Over.
If your little friends can keep them from sinking us. Over.
Don't you go away, Lifeguard. I'll be right back.
Captain, if you don't mind, can I wait out here?
Lifeguard, this is Hightower. Over.
Go ahead, Hightower.
Lifeguard, I have a message from the fighter leader. His compliments, and anybody who sticks his head up for a shot at you is going to get a hole in it. Over.
Roger, Hightower. Thank the gentleman for us. Tell him we're on our way. Over and out.
Now began a demonstration of why the morale of the American fighting man is the highest in the world. An entire squadron of fighters risked running out of gas, risked being shot down to furnish protection for a submarine crew of over 80 men, who in turn were gambling their lives to prevent one single man from being captured, a man none of them had ever even met.
Lifeguard, this is Hightower. You're dead on it, Skipper, about a mile ahead of you. Over.
I can see him, Captain.
Roger, Hightower. We see him out.
Would you look at those guys? They're right on the deck.
With cover like that, we could take this boat right into the Imperial Palace.
Please, Captain, before you try that, let's see if we can get out of here.
Rescue party on deck.
Almost on the fly, Gabilan scooped up her Zoomy out from under the very muzzles of the Japanese shore battery. But time was running out.
Come right to 050, all ahead flank.
All engines on the line, Gabilan raced to clear the area, her diesel straining for every ounce of speed.
At least 2 hours before we cross 3515.
It's too long. Maneuvering?
Maneuvering. Henderson.
Frank, we're going to be sitting right in the destroyer squadron's lap if we don't get more speed.
Captain, the isn't a needle down here has been near the red line for 2 hours. Getting everything she's got.
Very well. Well, we've been lucky so far. Maybe this fog will help.
Bridge, radar contact. Bearing 050 true. Range 30,000 yards.
Very well. All ahead, flank. Sweeper, this is Whiskbroom. Over.
Roger, Whiskbroom. We've got him too. Over.
Sweeper, any possibility he might be one of ours?
Not a chance. Our boys were told to clear the area by 1600. Over.
Then what are we waiting for? Let's get him.
Roger, Whiskbroom. Good hunting. Sweeper over.
Battle stations.
Still got your fingers crossed, Pete?
And I'm going to keep them crossed until we get out of here.
Our luck's been holding so far. If it runs for just a little while longer, we'll be all right.
If.
Bridge, radar contact. 2 pips. Bearing 230. Range 20,000 yards.
Better uncross them. Maybe Luck may need a little help. Maneuvering?
Maneuvering. Henderson.
Frank, what's our speed?
Shade over 20 knots, Captain. I'd like to cut back a little.
Well, I'm afraid this is no time to coddle your babies. We need more speed, not less.
That's impossible. Thrust bearings are running hot now. I don't know how long.
Frank, I'm not asking anymore. There are 2 destroyers on our tail, and we're not supposed to be in this area. Do I make myself clear?
Real clear, Captain. Let me see what we can do.
Quartermaster, break out the flares and the signal lamp.
Aye, sir.
You know, there are times when shore duty does have its advantages.
Our engineering officer was able to coax another knot out of the Gabilan. But a submarine is no match for a destroyer when it comes to speed.
Whiskbroom. Whiskbroom, this is Sweeper. Over.
Sweeper, this is Whiskbroom. Go ahead.
Stand by to commence firing. Over.
Roger, Sweeper.
They're running exactly parallel, Captain. Range 13,000 yards.
Yeah, it's a good maneuver. They're herding us like sheep.
Think we ought to dive?
No. If we dive, they'll be sure to catch us on sonar. That's the way the Seawolf was lost. Now, we'll save diving as a last resort. I'm hoping I can get to him with a recognition signal. Besides, remember that battery charge we didn't get?
Captain, I'm an old destroyer man. I know those boys. I think they're getting about ready to jump us.
Bridge, radar. Contacts turning toward us. Range 12,800.
You could be right. Turn on ABK. Stand by signal light. Stand by flares. Look out below. Stand by to dive. Make your signal. Fire flare.
Radio communication was out of the question because that meant shifting transmitter frequency to one used by the destroyers. There was no time for that now. The attacking destroyers had a cold solution. Their gun crews were hot, and Gabilan's signal flares were swallowed up by the fog.
We're not getting through.
Clear the lamp. Right full rudder. Clear the deck. Clear the bridge. Dive. Dive. Rig for depth charge.
Rig for depth charge.
Sound collision alarm. Fire green smoke flare from submerged signal gun.
Fire green smoke from submerged signal gun.
Take her deep.
Take her deep, aye, aye, sir. Screws closing fast, Captain.
Depth? 70 feet. Screws are passing overhead.
Left full rudder.
Left full rudder.
Level off at 300 feet.
Level off at 300 feet.
Secure from general quarters. Set condition 2 throughout the ship.
Secure from general quarters, set condition 2 throughout ship.
Sweeper, this is Whiskbroom. Over.
Whiskbroom, Sweeper, over.
He must have gone down like a rock. Not a sign of debris.
Pretty fancy shooting, Whiskbroom. We'll cover the area once more just in case there's another one hiding in this fog. Over.
Roger, Sweeper. Whiskbroom out.
Radio.
Make this to the flotilla commander. Contacted and sank small, unidentified craft.
They're crisscrossing overhead, Captain.
You and your destroyers.
Why, Captain, I volunteered for subs because I thought it would be more exciting. Right now, I wish I were back on the destroyers. Submarines used to be fun.
Stop using the past tense, will you? You're making me nervous.
300 feet.
Very well, rig for silent running.
Whiskbroom, this is Sweeper. Over.
Go ahead, Sweeper.
Radar contact bearing 180 true. Range 30,000 yards. Proceed vicinity of target at flank speed. Over.
Roger, Sweeper. Wilco, out.
Conning tower, maneuvering.
Captain?
There's not much left in the battery. We've got to have it charged soon.
Okay, Frank, soon as our visitors leave. You know, I think he's more worried about those engines of his than he is about our skins.
Screw's noise are fading, Captain. They're going away fast.
You think they're going to give up so quickly?
I don't know, Captain. They're pretty sneaky fellows. Might be trying to bait us.
And we'll give them another 30 minutes, then we'll go up and take a look.
At the end of a long half hour, Gabilan came to periscope depth, and Captain Parham took a pre-surfacing check on the area.
It's all clear. Fog's gone. If we run into any more of those eager beavers, maybe they'll be able to see our signals. Maneuvering. Maneuvering, I want all 4 engines on the line when we surface at flank speed.
Aye, aye, Captain, we're ready.
Surface.
Look out, depth.
Maneuvering.
Maneuvering, Henderson.
Frank, take 1 and 2 engines off the line, put them on battery charge. Give me all you can on 3 and 4.
Aye, aye, sir.
Come to course 045. Hank, bring your pencil. Make this the comm subpack. Have been under gun attack by 2 destroyers. Give time and position.
Aye, aye, sir.
Her thirsty batteries eagerly sucked in the energy necessary to run her submerged. As with her remaining 2 engines, Gabilan raced for safety. But the destroyers were putting on a great demonstration of sweeping tactics, although Gabilan was in no mood to appreciate it.
Bridge, radar contact, bearing 255, range 18,000 yards.
This is a busy little place. Sweeper, this is Whisbroom. Over.
Give us an hour, we ought to be in pretty good shape.
I'll settle for half an hour.
Bridge, radar contact, bearing 075, range 17500.
Here we go again.
Well, this time there's no fog. They'll have to see our signal.
We hope.
Maneuvering.
Maneuvering, Henderson.
Frank, take 1 and 2 off battery charge and put them on the line.
Captain, we've hardly got the charge started.
Sorry, but I want all the power I can get, just in case.
Aye, aye, sir.
Lookouts below. Quartermaster, stand by searchlight. You got that Buck Rogers gun ready? Radar, what's the range?
15,000 yards.
Searchlight, make your signal. Fire flare.
Gabilan tried, but could not identify herself as friendly.
Are they flying?
Save a bridge! Dive! Dive! Rig for depth charge!
Rig for depth charge. Bow planes won't rig out.
Ship to hand. 10 degrees down, bubble. Stand by to blow negative.
Hendricks?
Plane's taking hold now, sir.
We should have fed them a couple of fish the first time they fired a shot.
Don't think I wasn't tempted. Take her down to 300 feet and rig for silent running.
300 feet. Aye, aye, sir. Rig for silent running.
Do you think Pack will get to that joker before he gets to us?
Hard to say. All depends on whether or not...
Captain,
What is it, Frank?
batteries are nearly flat. don't know how much longer we can give you any power.
Very well. Secure all unnecessary lights. Secure ventilation blowers. Secure air conditioning.
Captain, there's a 4-knot current along here, the Japan stream. We lose power and it'll shove us right up onto the beach.
We surface now, and he'll blow us out of the water before we can get the hatch open.
Well, at least we get one choice. We can pick the way we want to die.
Gabilan rode silently, using as little of her battery power as possible. Once that power was drained, she would become unmanageable in the strong current. She'd have to surface. Above, the attacking destroyer commander, convinced he had sunk another enemy ship, continued to search for other prey.
Conning tower.
Captain?
Captain, as of right now, we should be out of power. We've been lucky, but I wouldn't bet on another 5 minutes.
Very well. Sound, where is he?
He's still circling, Captain. He's farther off now.
Stand by to surface. Battle stations, gun action.
Battle stations, gun action.
Periscope depth. Bring her up slow and quiet.
As silently as he could, the Gabilan's diving officer brought his boat towards the surface, while every man aboard prayed that the friendly destroyers would leave before they got there.
60 feet.
Up scope. Service.
Submarine servicing. Bearing 345. All ahead, flank. Fire control. Hold your fire until that submarine is identified.
They're signaling.
Quartermaster?
Aye, aye, sir. Message reads, hold your fire. We are American destroyer. Would suggest you study your book of U.S. Naval Silhouettes.
Make this the destroyer. Our apologies. We thought you were on our side.
I'll be back in a moment with our special guest. It is our pleasure to bring to you the officer who commanded the Gabilan during her last patrol, Captain William B. Parham. Bill, all I can say is I'm awfully glad you're here.
Thanks, Tommy. After that reminder I've just seen, I'm glad I can be here.
Most wartime submariners have taken depth charges and had gun battles with the enemy, Bill. But I can't imagine anything worse than being the target for our own people.
I don't think there is anything worse. It was nobody's fault in particular, just one of those things. But that didn't make it any the less terrifying. Our own people had a very annoying way of really hurting when they made a pass at you. In this case, their shooting was very good, but fortunately, our luck was better.
All you could do was sit there and take it.
That was the frustrating part. Ordinarily, in a spot like that, you can at least fight back, but there was nothing we could do but hope for a little luck.
And we're mighty glad you had some. Bill, thank you for helping us to tell the Gabilan story.
Thank you, Tommy, for having me here.
Be with us again when we bring you another exciting story from the files of the Silent Service.
Take her down and up in line. the deep blue underneath the ocean. We'll control the ocean wide, from down, down underneath the sea. Faith and force will pass the word in the futures yet to be. That will say, as long as there's a submariner underneath the sea, so rig for dive and take her down, down, go down, down underneath the ocean. Fearless men will find me down in the deep blue underneath the sea.